Hello everyone, welcome to our Gem live stream. So today I'll be drawing Chunli in her classic, legendary, the most recognizable costumes in Street Fighter. So yeah, will be my third character after Ken and Ryu, and it will be done in black and white, and it will not be fully colored like the previous Chunli. So yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let me play some music. Okay, there's quite a bit of progress within an hour, so I'm going to take a short break and I'll come back and continue with the painting. Yep, it's still pretty rough, and the line is still on top of the painting in multiply mode, so eventually I'm going to flatten it and then paint on top of it so that I don't see those visible line works. Yeah. Alright, so the 5 minutes break and I come back, I will actually spend some time to answer some questions, a bit of Q&A time in case you have something that you want to ask me. Alright, so hold your questions and get your questions ready so I come back and will answer them. Alright, so yeah, just go grab a coffee or something, or go and brush your teeth if you have not done so. Alright, I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, I'm back. So now I would like to take some time to actually answer some of your questions if you have any. Right, so just shoot it right away. Yeah, feel free to ask me anything. Okay, my usual image size is about 6 to 7,000 pixels height. Yeah, yeah, if you can afford to, try to make as big as possible so that it's good for printing eventually. Yeah, I mean, depends on how many layers do you use. I mean, I don't use many layers, usually about 4 layers, 3 to 4 layers, so that will save quite a lot of resources. So yeah, 7,000 pixels height. So my layer setup is pretty simple. Basically have a sketch layer or the line work layer, and then the painting layer. I mean, for grayscale painting, I don't need to separate them into multiple layers. Just a flat layer for gray, line layer, and a background. Yeah. So that's all, pretty simple. Do I use reference for this? The only reference that I use when I first started the painting, or when the first sketching, was the Chunli costume. And actually, I don't actually need to use the reference much. I kind of remember how her costume looked like. It's so iconic. So no, I don't. But sometimes I do. It depends on what I need to reference from. Usually anatomy, unless it's very weird kind of a position. Otherwise, I will just paint based on my understanding in my memory. Yeah. How do I remove and clean the outline? I'm not sure what you mean. Well, basically, I mean, for this particular image, I would basically paint up to a certain stage, and then I will flatten the line work with the painting layer, and then I will paint on top to remove the lines. Did I draw the sketch? Yeah, of course I do the sketch as well. I mean, I did everything. That's usually what I do. It's very rare for me to paint someone else's line work. Almost never. Yep, if you have problem with Corel Painter and how to start with using that, I mean, I will definitely do a live stream or a tutorial or some kind of orientation video to just to show you around how I use Painter and what are the functions that you can use. In fact, it's quite simple if you don't actually use every single options. I mean, for me, I don't. So just need to learn a few brushes, some of the dynamics in Corel Painter, and a bit of tweaks here and there. That's about it. For Photoshop, how do you colorize black and white drawings? So please refer to my previous video that I show you how to colorize black and white drawings in Photoshop. Sorry, the questions are going really fast. I try to catch as many as possible. Who are some of my inspirations? Honestly, I don't have any particular artist that I really inspired from. I'm more of like inspired by artworks rather than artists. So that which means that I can fall in love with any artworks. Doesn't matter who that piece of artwork is from. I mean, like generally I like something more conceptual, something more abstract or stylistic. Something has a graphic slant, which is something I really enjoy, such as James Jean, Ashley Wood, and Yoji Shinkawa, who did the design and artworks for Metal Gear Solid, and yeah, quite a few actually. Yeah, but I don't actually just follow the artworks. I just enjoy art in general. Do I make my own brushes? Not really. Those brushes that I use in Corel Painter. They are default brushes. I did make some tweaks here and there, which I will show you in my Corel Painter video. How do I choose my color palette? Oh well, this one is black and white, so there's nothing much to choose from. But generally for my color images, how should I put it? I think it's important to develop your sense of colors by looking at images that you like from magazines, photographs, that really color palette that you really enjoy, and try to copy them. I mean, try to understand what's the relationship of those colors and try to implement it into your work. Any tips for traditional artists transiting into digital? You need a bit more courage. I think that's basically it. The fundamentals in digital is pretty similar. I mean, I'm painting it the way how most traditional artists will paint, except that you have more functions at your disposal to make your life much easier, such as undo, right? Do bear in mind that it's not the role or the function of digital medium to simulate traditional art. I mean, of course, it can to a certain extent, but it can never be traditional art. So you may need to throw away some of your um, expectations of how a digital media should behave. In fact, embrace this new medium and learn it as if this learn it from scratch. I mean, like really enjoy the capability and the possibility that digital media can provide. Am I using a light pressure pen setting or heavy pressure pen setting? Well, I believe that I'm pretty light in my pressure, but I vary my pressure a lot during my painting, and usually within one stroke, I vary quite a bit of pressure to create a continuous yet very opacity. Yeah. Is it better to start coloring from the mid-tone, dark or light? Oh, that's an interesting question. So my question back to you is that what exactly is mid-tone? How mid is mid-tone should be? You need to understand that all values and colors are relative. It really depends on what colors and values you put next to it that create the perception. So we are not painting the absolute value, especially on digital medium. You are painting the relative values. Means like how this value relate to the one next to it. And with that, then eventually you can tweak it by brightening it or darkening it. So that is great for digital medium. So don't worry too much about the exact mid-tone. Of course, when I first started, I started with a sort of like a medium gray, and then I paint light and dark on top of it to define the shape. But those are relative values. Those are not absolute. Yeah. How do you go about learning values? Well, do more life studies, do some pencil drawings, shadings, and to me, that's the best way to understand. I mean, as I said during my previous live stream, that we don't actually see things around us in black and white. So there's a lot of guessing game when it comes to painting with just gray tones. So again, you need to train your eyes to be able to identify and look at those values. So yeah, a lot more practice to be done. Do I use stroke stabilizer? No, I don't. There's no stabilizer here. The only thing that's stabilized is my hand. You know. I'm open to any suggestion with my live streams, and if you want me to talk about career choices, how to get into the entertainment industry, and how to set up your portfolios, prepare yourself for employment and stuff like that, yeah, I can talk about it if you guys are interested. How do I stay inspired? Well, I just love to draw. I just don't know what else can I do if I'm not drawing. So it kind of like I won't use the word my calling, but kind of like just who I am. Basically, I just enjoy creating something from nothing. You know, that process is really magical for me, and I really enjoy that. When have I learned how to draw seriously? Well, I started drawing seriously, or at least I tried to be serious in my art when I was 15. So I start learning fundamentals, learning how to draw like anatomies, bones, and muscles. Yeah, so I would say 15, 16 years old, that was the time that I really get serious about my art and that I really wanted to be an artist. Okay, someone asked, what will I do if I really want to study art abroad, but due to financial or family conditions that you can't, and those life applications and stuff. Well, fortunately, we're in a day and age that you can find a lot of resources online, and you can take online courses to actually enhance your art or learn things from the master in a relatively cheap compared to going to art school. You have companies. Companies like schoolism that actually provide a lot of great tutorials, a lot of self-study materials, and a lot of semi-guided programs that for you to actually learn from. And those are really, really cheap. I mean, compared to going to a college or going to an art college. You need to understand that back then I'm not even I didn't even go through an official art training. I'm a self-taught artist. I learned everything from books, from looking at how people do it. And back then there wasn't even internet, so there was no way that I can actually look at YouTube tutorials like or live stream like what we are doing now. So basically, just a lot of observations, a lot of self-discipline and commitment. I would say everything is possible if you really believe in it and really fight for it. Okay, let me take a few more before I actually continue my live stream. Okay, someone asked me how exactly do I smooth out my drawings? And when I paint digitally, the brushstrokes are always visible. How to get my transition smooth as you? That's a very interesting question because I don't try to make everything smooth. In fact, I allow my stroke to show through. It's just that you are looking at it from a small screen and I'm painting in a high resolutions that you may not be able to see those brushstrokes. But when you actually zoom in, those brushstrokes are pretty obvious, and I like that because I don't really like something that's too much look like airbrush. Something that with a bit of strokes that give a lot more character to the artworks that I'm doing. So yeah, I don't use any kind of blender or blending brushes to blend it. I just let the stroke stacks. If I stack enough stroke, it will look smooth. Anatomy, if you really like to learn anatomy, I would really suggest Vilpu, Vilppu. You can Google him, and he has a lot of resources from books to DVDs, video for you to actually learn from. I think his process is really great, and his methods are really efficient. So I do recommend that. Check it out. Vilppu. How do I stay focused on drawing for a long period of time? I don't. I lose focus very easily, so that's why I try to finish my art as soon as possible, as short within a short period of time, as much as I can. So usually, as a painting like this, I would spend about 6 hours from scratch to finish, and for something more elaborate or multiple characters, I may spend about 12 to 14 hours maximum. Yeah, I can't take longer than that. Okay, last question. Yeah, will you be able to buy my Street Fighter paintings? Yes, you will be able to. As soon as I finish this Chunli, I'll start rolling out my art print for Street Fighters on my artjunk.com shop, so that you can actually pick up the premium posters from me directly. All right. So not only Chunli, the previous Chunli and Ryu and Ken, and all the future Street Fighter artworks can be purchased from me directly. All right. Okay, so let me go back to my drawings, and for the next break, I will answer more questions. All right. Oh, right, music, right? Hmm. Okay, guys. Yep. Now I'm done with the clothings. And so-called the base painting is done. And then I've flattened the sketch with my painting layer. So now I only have two layers: the character and the background. And then I'll take a short break, and I'll come back. I'll continue with the painting a little bit more before I end the stream tonight. And of course, there'll be another Q&A session. If you have any other questions to ask me, feel free to ask me later. Okay? So yeah, see you guys soon. Okay, I'm back from my break. So yeah, another Q&A section for some of you who like to ask me some questions. Now is the time to ask me. So yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'm waiting for the questions. How do I get over the art block? Well, I don't have any art blocks, interestingly. So I know that for some of you, you may have, like, occasionally you lost your inspirations and you don't know what to draw. I think the best way to deal with it is that try to archive your ideas on a regular basis, on a daily basis, which means that don't start thinking about what to draw when you sit in front of the computer or open up your sketchbook. Try to every day try to brainstorm your ideas and then record it as a sketch or write it down, so that next time when you actually open up your computer, when you start open up your sketchbook, you have something in mind to draw. Yeah, that's a good practice. Do comic companies come to me with commissions for covers, or do I actually submit them on my own? Well, it's interesting to ask me this question, because most of the time, for example, my DC comic covers, they are commission works, which means that the editors actually come to me and commission me to draw a cover. But also there are times that actually something that I draw for fun. Let's say, for example, my Justice magazine covers, those are done as fan art, and I draw it because I just love it. And eventually, DC love it as well, so they turn it into statues. So it's very interesting. So some of my fan art has become official fan art because those are actually inspire the publishers or inspire the property owners to actually use it. So yeah. But I would say most of the time, they just come to me for commissions. Yeah. Okay. Some ask me, do I use reference for this piece? The only reference that I use for this Chunli piece is the costume. But most likely, generally speaking, I do remember how she looks like. Her costume look like. So I've drawn her many times, so it's kind of easy for me. So I don't actually use any reference. If you talk about anatomy references, not really. Those are from my memory. I want to go to a concept art school in Montreal so that I can work with more motivated people that love art as much as I do. Is it worth it? Well, honestly speaking, it's really up to you. At the end of the day, I do not recommend students to rely on schools to provide every information that you need, or to be responsible for your growth. Eventually, you are the one who is responsible to improve. So, although you're in school, of course, it's very important that you are surrounded by people who are equally motivated or motivated than you, that you can actually get inspired from them. Yes, that's great, but eventually it really depends on yourself. Yeah. How often do I make traditional art? Do I draw digitally these days? Well, I do both. I love art generally, so I like to do traditional and digital at the same time. That of course, recent years there are many more people who come to me for commissions, for traditional commission. That's why you see many Copic artworks I did, and eventually move on into charcoal. And of course, there are many more that's coming in with mixed media and stuff. So I like both. I find interesting that I can actually make use of my digital art knowledge and implement it into traditional art. So that gives a very interesting spin to my traditional art. At least that's how I feel about it. So yeah, I'm going to do both. I will still be doing both. Yeah. Percentage wise, it really depends. Sometimes I draw more traditional art, sometimes I draw more digital. I mean, as I say, I like both, so it doesn't matter to me. It's the same. Yeah. Okay, someone asked me, will copyright become an issue when creating fan art and selling them? Interesting, because this lies on very gray areas that in legally speaking, I would say legally speaking, if you talk about absolute black and white, no, you can't actually, you can draw fan art. I mean, you can't really sell them. That's the legal side of things. But interestingly, the industry also works in a very different way that many of my fan art has eventually become official art. You know what I'm saying? So my job is to, I mean, what I want to do or what I love to do for my fan art is that I want to firstly respect the original intent of the characters. That means I will not distort the character or try to draw something that's out of the personality of the character. So I want to keep that intact, and at the same time I want to showcase to the property owners like what I can do to make the character look even better or something different, give an interesting spin to it. So eventually they recognize that and they actually include it into their official art. So I would say many of my artworks have become official fan art, you know. So my goal is to inspire the property owners to really expand the character and make more people fall in love with the characters that I love. Yeah. Okay, let me see. My question is more about followers than drawing related. I have followers who enjoy viewing my art, but it's hard for me to open up to ask for support like commissions and crowdfunding. Any tips? I'm not sure exactly what kind of crowdfunding you're talking about, but I would say Patreon, right? It's the in thing nowadays, right? Many artists I know that I come across, they all have that Patreon account. Personal note that I think that platforms like Patreon is not the place for you to build fan base. It's a place for you to monetize your fan base and have some kind of sustainable income. So before you actually start do a crowdfunding or even go to Indiegogo or kickstart something on a Kickstarter, it's important that you first build your fan base with great followings, because I can tell you that although you may have 100,000 fans, eventually those who are willing to pay for your service or pay for something that you create, I would say if you get 0.1%, you're considered very lucky. Yep. So is that good or bad thing? I think if eventually, honestly, it's up to you. But I would say that, for example, for Patreon, when you first start on Patreon, you may only have like 10 people who purchase your stuff or subscribe to your stuff, and you still need to deliver what you promise. And it may last you for a few months to half a year to a year. And can you actually sustain that? Can you actually keep it going by only having, for example, $50 every month? Can you just still keep the promise and keep pushing it? If you can, good for you. But I would say that the better option should be start building a fan base on a regular basis on other social media, on your art forums like DeviantArt, like Facebook, like even Instagram, and really accumulate that number, the critical mass, that you are confident that there are more people willing to pay for your art. Then you will start opening up for crowdfunding. Yeah. Okay, someone asked me about fan art again. So speaking of fan art, if my artwork is full of fan art, should I do less personal work, or should I do more personal work? And should I include less of them in my portfolio? It's very interesting. You need to understand that I would say most property owners like DC, Marvels, Riot, all these big companies, they love fan art. They love how people show how much they love their creations. So having fan art is never a problem. In fact, you think about it. One day you are being asked to create the next comic cover for Spider-Man, for Batman, or design the next character for Warcraft, for example. How do you actually show them, or these companies, that you can actually create something that they like? For example, you want to do the next Batman cover. What's the best way to show them that you can draw Batman? Obviously, you're going to draw fan art for Batman, right? And after that, you become the official cover artist for DC, for example, like myself. I start creating Batman like how I did in the past as fan art. So what's the difference? No difference. The only difference is that now I'm being paid to do that. In the past, I'm not. So one day, if you end up in Blizzard, you end up in other game company like Riot, you will still be doing fan art for them. It's just that you're being paid to do that. Let's see. Oh, someone asked me what are the good recommendation for drawing tablet. Well, I'll say that based on your budget, I would say that you can start off with Intuos range, not the Intuos Pro range, the Intuos range, and the Intuos Manga range that which has my cover on it. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this Intuos Manga, and I think it's pretty cheap. It's like about $100. Yeah, it's pretty good tablet. I'm sure I can do exactly the same as what I'm doing now. Yeah. So you can consider that. Yeah, it has my art on it. Okay, another questions. Do I charge in hourly rate? Or how do you actually charge? That's a very interesting question. Like, how do you actually charge, for example, a commission piece? If you're talking about personal commissions, I would say that charge the amount that you are motivated to work on, motivated to complete the project, but do not charge a fee that you feel greedy about it. Yeah, that's why I recommend my students that we come from different countries with different financial backgrounds or financial obligations, or the living expenses is very different from country to country. So my rate may not be your rate, which means that don't look at people next to you and try to charge like the other person. Charge the fee that you feel comfortable and feel happy but not greedy. I think that's the best way to do it. For commercial projects, for me, I charge two kind of rate. The first one is a flat fee that apply to, for example, a comic covers, a standalone illustrations, a one-off image, that I will charge a flat fee based on the effort I need to spend on it, and then charge a fee. But that is actually calculated based on my hourly rate. For example, if I know that I'm going to spend 10 hours on that, I'll charge my hourly rate times 10 hours. But for projects like concept development, means like you're going to design a character, that is an ongoing process, which means that you may need to consider charging an hourly rate so that the project keep developing and you keep clocking the hours. Yeah. So it really depends on the nature of the project. Okay, Shen. Hi Stan, could you advise on the business side of the art? Time is money, and certain projects that pays are not beneficial for your own portfolio. How do you balance that as a growing artist? Well, interesting. There are 3 criteria for me to accept a project. I'm still living by it. First is that it's well paying. Means the money is good. It may not be very exciting, may not be very creative, but the money is good. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is that it's a very interesting project. It means I feel excited working on it, and it's very creative. I will have a great time doing it, then I will take it in. If I have a project that's not well paid and it's not fun to work on, then I may need to consider, by working on this project, will I open up more opportunities to work on something more exciting? If yes, then I will consider that. Yeah, so there's 3 criteria, but at the end of the day, I would not recommend anyone to do anything for free except for charity. I don't believe in free art. I don't believe in not being paid for your effort. Especially when some people, some individuals come to you and tell you that, hey, I have this great project. It will really suit you, and your work will be exposed by millions and millions of people, but I don't have money to pay you. Can you help me work on that? So next time, if I get the funding, I will pay you back, or I will pay you for the next project. I don't do that. Most of the time, these people don't come back, and I really don't recommend you to do it. Even if you are aspiring writer, you want to engage an artist for work to create some of the concepts so that you can pitch to studio, to companies, at least set aside some small budget for people. Don't ask people to work on it for free. Except if it's your wife, it's your husband, then it's, of course, free. Otherwise, no. Okay, a few more questions before I carry on. Is it possible to jump straight to digital art without a proper foundation of traditional art? Yes, it's possible. But is it advisable? Not really. Because pencil and paper are the best and the simplest tool that you can use to improve your art. So, although you may not do like traditional oil painting in watercolor, I'm still advising you to do like basic sketching on paper, and it's just easy to learn. You know what I'm saying? To bring around instead of holding a tablet or bringing your laptop. Yeah. So it's not a must to do traditional art, to learn traditional art in digital, but I would say that some basic sketching should still be done on a traditional medium. I currently work on a production for print and find illustration as a hobby. How do I keep both separate? Well, that's the interesting thing about art, that you don't actually have to make it commercial. I mean, art as a hobby is awesome. I mean, I enjoy art as a hobby as well. That sometimes working as a commercial artist does have his own setbacks. So if you can just keep it as a hobby, keep it separate from, you may be working as an engineer, you may be working as a doctor, you may be working as a salesman, but if you like to draw as a hobby, that's good. I think you can keep it that way until you find a better opportunity to bring forth your hobby into possible commercial or financial income. I mean, like channels. Then you can consider that. If not, like just enjoy art as it is. Yeah. Okay. Naomi asks, how do you handle clients that you don't really want to work with? Like how to turn them away in a nice way? Well, if you really don't like to work with them, just say you are busy. Your schedule is full. You are committed to other projects, so you don't have time for it. I mean, that's understandable. I don't think anybody will hold it against you that you say no to them. Let's see. The final piece of structure to finish is I feel that I don't have to. Okay, someone asked me this interesting question that some people has this struggle to bring a piece of artwork into final form, which means like make it polished. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience. A lot of I mean, it's pretty easy to paint something rough and general and give a general look of things, but when you want to tighten something up, a piece of work to make everything look right in a tiny detail, I think it would take a lot of patience and understanding, because you're no longer just look at it from an abstract point of view. You are going to iron out all the problems from material definitions, from lighting, values, colors, anatomy. Everything must come together in one totality. So you just need to start small. Start something small but polish, and then slowly expand yourself. When you first started, you may not want to go into metallic materials, something that is too reflective that you can't handle, so you can try to draw something matte, something that is simpler to define, and then slowly work your way up and increase the complexity of the image. But having said that, art is not about a battle of who render most. It's not a competition to make your work as detailed as possible. In fact, many great artists out there, they don't actually draw very complicated art. They do very abstract, very, very impressionistic kind of artworks, and that will still sell great. I mean, I would not put myself in a position that I have to fight for the detail rendering game. I would rather to look at the concept, the idea behind it, to make my work stand out. Basically, I will invest more time in creating a style that's unique rather than create a rendering that is as detailed as possible. That's my personal opinion. Okay. How do I push myself to do commission that I don't really like doing? If I don't like to do it, I will not accept the commission. Simple as that. I mean, of course, now I have the freedom to say no to others. But if you are financially stretched, that you need the money, then you have no choice but to do it, right? But if you can, try to find project that you have something interesting for you. It may not be the concept, it may not be the style, but maybe the rendering part, you will have some fun with it. If you can convince yourself to have some fun to work on this image, I think that's good enough. How do I approach painting hair? That's a very, very tough question, because it's not just about, I can't just answer that in one sentence. You need to really understand the materials. How does the light reflecting on the hair to portray to give the volume to the hair? So it's the understanding of light and materials that even in my school I have one whole session just to talk about drawing and painting hair. Yeah. Is having an art style recommendable, or like do you need one? Something like that. Yes, I always believe that art is a style game, that you remember a strong style, but you don't always remember someone just painting something realistic. You may appreciate the technical excellence in those artworks, but you may not really remember the name, or will not really stick in your head. But a strong style, a Disney style, a Hello Kitty, a Simpson, Adventure Time, all this with Powerpuff Girls, all this with strong style, you remember, and you remember that for a long time. So to me, art is always about finding an interesting style that people like to look at, rather than a technical excellence. Yeah. Okay, one last question. Do I use the work with reference from real life or just 2D? I would say both. I mean, the whole idea of using reference, you need to understand that every artist uses reference, either from memory or from photos or from life. So there's no shame of using reference. The only problem is that the question I should ask, or you should ask yourself, is that, are you riding on the references, or are you enslaved by the reference? Which means that if you find a reference doesn't look, for example, a post reference that it does not exactly like what you want. Maybe the hand posture is not exactly correct. Do you have the freedom to change the hand, to adjust the hand so that the entire anatomy still makes sense? If you can, that means that you are riding on the reference. If you can't, that means you are enslaved by it, which means that you don't draw with understanding. You draw with just blind copying. Okay, so that will be all for my Q&A for now. So let me carry on with my Chunli. All right. Okay, so seems like I'm kind of done with my Chunli, at least for now. Maybe another 2 hours tomorrow just to wrap it up. Otherwise, yeah, this is as far as tonight's live stream goes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. It's a simple one. Yeah, nothing, no colors, and I hope they enjoy the process of just painting with grayscale and how to define materials with different values. So now, before I end my live stream, is there any other questions you guys want to ask me? If yes, now is the right time before I actually wrap this up. No, I will not color this image because I just want to continue my series of the black and white Street Fighter art. I call it the Fury series. So it's like Ken Fury, Ryu Fury, this is Chunli Fury. So yeah, I'm going to continue this series. So it would be great for people to purchase it as a set, you know. So yeah. And I'm going to do most of the characters, if not all, especially the new ones. I'm going to draw Cammy next, as you can see on my sketch. I'm going to draw Laura, quite possible. And the rest that I find interesting to draw. Yeah. So I love more stuff, and not only Street Fighter, other Capcom stuff as well. How long does it take me typically to finish an illustration? Usually for color illustration, single characters, pinup, 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, I would say. Depends on the complexity of the image. I mean, of the design of the costume. Usually 6 to 8 hours is good. Yeah. What site do I suggest on building fan base? That's interesting question because I do have my own mechanic in terms of fan building. For websites, I use DeviantArt as my HQ. So all my final artworks will go to DeviantArt. I will upload my final work to DeviantArt. Then I will upload my work in progress, my sketches on my Facebook, so that people can interact with me easier. So Facebook for sketches, sometimes final works, announce my live stream stuff. So that's what Facebook does. And then I will do my miscellaneous, everything that revolves around my life. You know, it can be art, it can be my dog, my cat, my children on Instagram. So I have 3 levels of interaction with my fans based on what they prefer. So strictly art, DeviantArt. Art and some casual art related stuff, sketches, Facebook. If you want to know me more about what kind of food that I eat, yeah, that will be Instagram. So only do these 3. I don't do anything else like Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr. No, I don't do that. So because most of the time if I upload something on internet, naturally it will be shared among those other social media. So I don't actually need to do it. And I don't have a lot of time to manage my social media anyway. Yeah, someone asked me that they want to see some of the video from beginning to the end, like right to the end, like the exact final image that I uploaded. That's the interesting bit because the final stretch of the drawing, which means the tweaking part would take me much longer time, and it's not very effective for live streaming. I make a lot of decision on the spot, and sometimes I would just like sit on it. The next day I will look at it again and decide on how to finalize it. So it's not a very effective process that I can just live stream it. Yeah. Okay, so seems like that's about it for tonight's questions. And really thank you for coming to my live stream. And I hope you enjoy your time here. I think the community is great. People are chatting and talking a lot of fun stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. And the next one will be Cami. Yeah, it should be Cami. Yeah. Okay, so have a good day and have a good night. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye bye.